wish to welcome you all to the second New Nile Conference. We have gathered to reflect on and support the regional cooperation agenda and in the long term, hopefully, integration of the Eastern Nile and beyond.
To clearly understand the future potentials and challenges of cooperative water resource development, create a platform for science and policy interface to advance understanding of the complex relationship among water resources, ecological, social, and economic systems, and to analyze prevailing potential for and the benefit of cooperation, as well as trade-offs and costs of non-cooperation.
When decisions are made and investment planning is made in the absence of poor knowledge and poor science, there is considerable risk both to people and to the environment. We need to have a sustainable development that also takes care of the environment and people. So on the one hand, we need to build knowledge, science, data, information, and fill gaps. On the other hand, we need to develop. We cannot wait until we generate data. So this conference brings these two, to some extent, conflicting demands together. And the third dimension tries to see what are the countries doing, on the one hand, to generate science and knowledge, on the other hand, to develop their resources. How are they talking? How are they negotiating their needs? How are they resolving their differences? So this conference is really comprehensive in that it addresses three critical ingredients of Nile Basin cooperation.
Understand how, because it's not cheap to organize such a conference, and is it worth it? What will the region and the people on the ground benefit from it? Now, we have seen is that the Nile system is complex. And there is need for careful analysis of development options in the future, because the development options have positive and negative impacts for different parts in the basin, and they should be well understood before we embark on these new developments. Now, what we have seen is that the engagement of researchers in the various countries from different disciplines, if we bring them together, that we can then much better understand and refine our analysis. This conference contributes to the knowledge that we have of the system, and thereby we hope and believe that the policymakers will make better informed decisions about the future development options. Because water brings prosperity to people in terms of drinking water, clean drinking water, healthy environments, healthy ecosystems, and of course food. And these are indispensable, and of course energy. And these are indispensable for the future of all the people in the region.
So the major conclusions from my work are development is happening. It'll potentially be a very positive thing for the entire region. However, it does come at certain costs that need to be mitigated with cooperation. And my results have very well indicate that all of the countries can benefit significantly if the treaties are made and agreements are made. If they're not, then more costs will be incurred.
So that trade-off discussion between the countries can't be helped if the countries know, what do I get if I give up something? That is going to happen, and it's happening already in the Eastern Nile, as you can see, the hard way. Why I call it the hard way, it's happening outside the joint institution the country is formed. So for this reason, my message really is, let's go beyond impact. So I really urge the research community to go beyond this dialogue between impact versus development. Let's give them a solution space which will help the countries to move forward together. Thank you.
I said to Abdul Karim, when we mention impacts or challenges regarding these upstream developments, on how they affect positively or negatively the downstream, people should tackle these problems and find solutions scientifically. When I said this frankly, transparently, because I believe this is a scientific forum which should discuss this scientifically and find solutions and give it to the politicians work on it.
The first New Nile conference was held last year in Khartoum, and it was very successful. And to me, this one is also very successful, and we have seen new researches, and we have seen a diversified research from different people, different researchers of different ages. That's also encouraging. And the topics covered, they're also interesting, I mean, ranging from hydrology to sediment to soil erosion, and to floods. That's really encouraging. And I must say, this kind of scientific gathering is really important to promote dialogue and to promote development in the region, because the Nile or the Eastern Nile does not recognize the boundaries. I mean, the water rainfall, it occurs in Ethiopia, but then it flows across Sudan to Egypt. So what we really miss is a research team from the basin addressing basin scale issues. And I hope the next conference would look more into this kind of things. But overall, I'm extremely satisfied by the quality of the papers, and I really hope this gathering continues in the future.
I think forums such as this are very important for transboundary issues, because this water is a shared object. It's a shared common resource, shared between Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, and of course the countries on the White Nile.
Significance of these kind of scientific conferences, especially when they are done through the collaboration of Eastern Nile scientists. One, it builds local capacity to generate knowledge in science, and second, it helps the dialogue and the conversation and the negotiation among countries based less on emotions and misperceptions and more on facts. Because at the end of the day, negotiation and agreements that are based on solid scientific facts are sustainable, and we want sustainable cooperation. And this is the other dimension of the contribution this conference makes to Nile Basin cooperation.